It's past time to expose the Democrats and Republicans for usurping liberty and freedom. What you are about to hear is the amalgam of passion and truth. This is the Southern Liberty Radio Show. Welcome, Liberty Defenders of the world, to Southern Liberty. I'm your host, Mr. Roderick Threets, and the lovely young lady to my right, well, my left, your right, Miss Kelly Champlin. We got a lot to talk about this evening and a lot of things to go through. So before we get started, make sure y'all do the like, subscribe, all that stuff, you know, the click and share it and all that. Do that for me. I mean, it only costs you a couple seconds of your day, because I'm sure you wasted many other seconds in your day doing probably absolutely nothing. So just waste a couple seconds here and just like and subscribe and all that good stuff. You know, your finger might get an actual good workout. You know, up and down, right? Got the up and down with the I mean,
I'm so done with you today.
Look, we ain't even started and you done. We ain't even we're not even 27 seconds in. She already done with me. Like,
I know, right?
Man, look. I mean, I got this. I mean, you know, we can.
Oh, it's been one of those weeks.
It's been one of those weeks. How things going down up your way up there? What's going on up there?
Oh, other than the thunderstorms, I'm glad not to be freezing to death anymore. So we're good. It's yeah, the political scene is getting rather interesting.
I want to say this out loud before we even get started.
Sure.
Actually, we might as well get started now.
Yeah.
New York, Mamdani lied to your ass.
Oh, we knew he would, and we told you he would.
What's that saying? All politicians lie, you know.
Their lips moving.
Look. We're only what he said. What he said on campaign, Joan. What he said. We're only going to tax the rich.
Oh yeah.
Now,
if you make 122,000 or more, yeah, it's a 9.2% increase in your property taxes.
Yeah, 9.5% increase in property tax. But yeah. Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing, right? Because he's trying to push Hochul to increase the income tax by 2%. And I'm like,
it's not gonna fly.
Hochul's already said it.
Yeah.
You want what?
Yeah.
You better come up at Albany and suck some toes.
Even then, he ain't gonna be good enough at sucking toes to be able to suck her toes long enough to get a 2% increase.
You know
that's not gonna happen.
I mean, the people in New York.
Yeah.
Right. And here's what's even crazier, right? I've been looking at the people that he's been appointing to. He just redid the whole rent control board.
Yeah.
Brand new 7 people. They're all literally no word of lie. You can go look for yourselves.
Yeah.
No word of lie. They're anti-Semites.
Yep.
They're radical progressives on this board. And you know damn well for sure there's going to be a 0% increase. There's going to be a 0% lock-in on rents in New York while they raise the property taxes.
Yeah.
Tell me how up this is.
Oh, it's no more messed up than who was it? Noreen, I can't remember her last name. Wanting to tell people that they can't keep dogs indoors because it's haram.
Man, fuck haram.
And the call to prayer going out at 5 a.m. all over the fucking city.
No, fuck haram, Boko Haram, and all that shit. Fuck all that. The only thing.
This is what happens when you vote somebody like Mamdani into office. You were warned. You ignored the warnings.
Well,
you made your bed. Now you lie in it.
No. Let's keep it 100,000 though, right? This all literally started on the Bill de Blasio.
Oh, it did.
The prayer in the street. New York is gonna be like, you know what? And I'm not talking about the prim and proper New Yorkers, because those are the ones that voted for Mamdani. I'm talking about the cats that's in Brooklyn, that's in Bed-Stuy, that's up on Jerome Ave in the Bronx, that the ones off the BQE down in the slums. No, these fools, no. These fools gonna be like, nah, man, this ain't working with your prayer shit. No, we're snatching wigs around here. They're already saying it.
Oh, yeah, and I'm wondering how long it takes before the speakers start disappearing from rooftops
Mm-hmm. Because
or exploding, one or the other.
I'm telling you, like you went
Wires
to
cut.
look New York. I don't care what demographic or nationality you are. There is a goon element in New
Yep.
York that nobody talks about. When the mafia got kind of dispersed and out of the public view, the goon squad showed up.
Yes, they
You
did.
got some straight up goons around there. Like they
Yes,
don't
you did.
care. They don't care about a camera in the street. They'll light your ass up. Mm.
It's, it's really gonna get fascinating this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, uh, he's trying to completely basically defund the police. I mean, he wants to get rid of
Mm-hmm.
5,000 more officers. They lost 4,000 last year,
Mm-hmm.
basically as soon as he was voted in because they saw the writing on the wall.
Yep.
The police unions are up in arms over this.
But
They
you know what?
need, what is it, 34,000 cops?
Mm-hmm. But
And
look,
he wants to divest them of another 5?
Miss Kel, look. I'm gonna put it out there just like this,
Yeah.
right? When you take them police off the street,
Mhm.
you ain't gonna have them police to protect the Muslims you got running around in these streets, thinking they're gonna haram this and haram that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't not gonna have enough people to stop them goons, right? Because what this has actually done, and I've been thinking about this, right?
Yeah.
How did the Lucky Luciano and them rose to power in New York? How did they
Yeah.
rise to power?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the police,
Mhm.
right, was either one on the take,
Yep.
right, or or the police was being pushed aside.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, this is opening up the prime environment for the mafia to slide right back in
Oh,
here
yes.
and run them
Oh,
streets.
well, and the fact of the matter
And,
is, you're gonna try and make everything haram. How much money are the mobs gonna make as far as nightclubs go?
mhm. They're
Because
gonna
if they're all chased underground, you're making big headway for the
Well, no,
mob to
no,
come
no,
in.
no. But see, the one thing about the mob was that I
Mhm.
respected is they did it in your face.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't care. They did it in
Yeah.
your face. You coming
Well,
around here
that's
talking
true.
about you gonna do
Yeah.
some prayer shit? You better get the fuck up out of here,
Yeah.
or we pull up on your shit.
So it's gonna get fascinating to see what happens. But,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's gonna be money made hand over fist in that city
Mm-hmm.
outside of the mayor's office
Yep.
just to spite him.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? And I know Ms. Val, she's in the comments. I know
Mhm.
she can vouch for this for sure, right?
Yeah.
These young kids that are holding these public offices, oh,
Yeah.
they ain't seen harassment yet. They ain't
No.
seen harassment
No, they
when
haven't.
when the little capos and the soldiers come by, be like, what the fuck y'all think y'all doing around here? Y'all think y'all just gonna do all this shit and bust our buildings up? Oh no, the fuck you ain't.
Uh-uh. That's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
I mean, you might have some concrete shoes, and you might take a walk off of Chelsea Piers into the Hudson River.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Well, Val says halal restaurants will be fine dining. Oh, boy. Yeah. Go ahead. Good luck getting the Italians to go halal, or the
Mm-hmm.
Greeks, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah, they got some halal. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So it's gonna be fascinating. He wants to do all kinds of things. He's also paying big bucks for some of these positions that he's bringing into the city
Mm-hmm.
council,
Yep.
and into his office, I guess you wanna
Y
call it.
you know, one thing I do wanna say before we move on from this though,
Sure.
never been a fan of the deep state, but
No.
right now, I'll get in the hip pocket of New York City deep state right now,
Yeah.
because those are gonna be the people that shut him all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
That I
Yeah.
I'm no advocate, again, y'all, for the deep state, but the only thing that's gonna save New York is the deep state in New York. Straight up. I mean,
Yeah.
the council knows they're coming up for election shortly.
Yeah.
You pass you pass that budget with that 9.5% property tax increase and watch what happens.
Oh, I'm surprised we haven't heard more from Vicky, New York City Council.
Mhm. No,
What's her last name? Palladino, I think?
yeah. Oh, I'm sure we'll hear something shortly. I'm sure we'll hear
Oh,
something.
yeah. I'm surprised she just hasn't exploded there because it's
Mm-mm.
like You gotta be kidding me. But he wants to bring back the homeless thing where, "Oh, boys and girls, you can't stay here." They don't wanna bring the cops in to sweep them out.
They
They
want to
want
bring
to bring the social workers in to find out what the issues are. What is the root cause of your homelessness? Yeah,
meanwhile,
after how many people died in the cold and the snow?
meanwhile, they still got like 5 feet of trash stacked up on the side of the road in some boroughs
5
in
feet,
New Orleans.
hell, it's taller than I am.
Well, you're only 4'12", so
I wish. I wish. It would be so
ah!
much easier to find pants. I'm 5'8". Well, 5'7" now with age, but the legs are still long. Finding pants is a bitch.
All
I
right.
wish I was 4'12".
But like you said, it's going to be interesting to see
Yeah.
what's going to happen. I want to see the people revolt. I literally want to see, like, I look.
Yeah.
I got to call this the way I'm going to ultimately see it. New Yorkers, native New Yorkers that are
Yeah.
still there are going to be stuck there because of all the barriers being put in place on their freedom of movement. I'm telling you, I haven't ever called for an insurrection, but this is the time that one needs to happen.
Yeah.
One needs
Yeah, I
that
saw that, Bill.
the city of New York needs to march their ass right down to City Hall and toss them all out them damn seats and say you
Agreed.
you're done. Like we're
Okay,
done with you. Hmm?
the problem is, and like I said before, they voted for this.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you don't vote in an election.
Right.
How many people actually voted for Mamdani? How many people showed up at the polling places to vote
Right.
out of how many eligible voters in New York City?
And you know what?
Yeah,
I have a theory behind that too, right?
sure.
What if they like? And it'd be interesting to see. I need to dig and see how
Mhm.
publicized was this election, right? In the
That's a great
in the
point.
right, how advertised were there the lower income areas and even the
Mhm.
middle class areas, right? How right? How
Yeah,
was it advertised? Because we got to keep in mind, right? These
yeah.
socialists, right? They say clean out the rich, but they're in bed with the rich. So
Oh,
they
yeah.
advertise to the elitism of New York and all these people that side with the Democrat socialists, so Mamdani can get the monies to run for the office, right? Including the money from the Brotherhood and CARE and all that shit going on, right? And then
Mamdani can get it from his mommy and daddy.
that too,
It's
he
not
could.
like he's poor.
No, he's
His
not poor at
parents are
all.
worth billions. There's
Yeah,
no
I know, but
even he is not immune from this.
no. So that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
How did they say? Oh, there's one for Mandami because you're gonna get free supermarkets, right? That's probably the most they advertise, right? That was the most they advertised
That
to the people.
oh, did you hear about the Poly Market?
Oh, I heard about it.
Oh, yes, that's already shut down.
Mm-hmm.
People people couldn't get anything. There was never enough for anybody.
It,
Folks, this is what we've been telling you.
yep. That
This
was a
is
test.
this is the
That
whole point.
that was a test, though. I look at
Yes, it
that.
was.
That was a
Oh, yes,
test,
it was.
right? To see how they could set up, right? And I'm thinking long
Yeah.
shot here, but I'm
Oh.
thinking about Cuba right now a second, right? How did
Oh,
how did
I'm
they
thinking Russia.
initiate, right? How did Cuba initiate their libretta system?
Yeah.
It was one government supermarket closed down.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
opened two more.
Yep.
Oh, more people are coming. We got to get more supplies.
We gotta get more supplies, yeah.
Right. Next thing you know, you got three or four. Now you got a
Yeah.
card. You got a card that they punch
Yes.
that you can only get a
So many
bag of milk.
items. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This was
The
a
the problem is this was privatized. This was through Poly Market. This was not
mm-hmm.
through the
Right.
city itself.
Right.
But it was a really good test of how it would run
Mm-hmm.
and what the issues were with it. Do you really think it's gonna make a difference? Oh, and of course, once you install your free transportation,
Mm-hmm.
which the price on your buses and subways just went up in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
How's that for free? Cheap at twice the price, y'all.
Well, it's funny that the free transportation. Let's just say this model works. Just
Mhm.
entertain me, everybody.
Hang
Yeah,
on, hang on. Cheryl, this was in New York City. Yeah, and I'm thinking it was in Brooklyn, I'm not sure of that.
yeah. The supermarket was in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So, um, the free supermarket,
Mhm.
right? Now, I want everybody to think about this a second. You got the free supermarkets, and let's just say in each borough, in each
Yeah.
of the 5 boroughs, right? And you got free transportation in all 5 boroughs, right? Now, remember, right? Um, Driving around New York's a bitch anyway. Who
Mhm.
drives in New York? Get Guess what you just created in the
Yeah,
5 boroughs in New York? Guess what you just created?
absolutely.
15-minute cities.
Yeah. Like New
You
York
can-
City's not already a 15-minute city.
Yeah, theoretically, but now government mandated, like
Enforced, yeah,
15.
yeah. It's enforced at that point.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you won't be able to go to the one in the next borough. You have to
Right,
use the one in your
right,
area.
right.
And if there's not one in your zip code, well, you know, sucks to be you.
Oh,
You get to use the local bodega if there's one left.
right, right. Wait, it gets even better, Kel. It gets even better for our
Yeah.
15-minute cities under Mamdani, right? Look.
Mhm.
Um, um, the crossover. Let's just say you on Staten Island, you got to get on a ferry to go anywhere, right? You got to get on the
Yeah.
ferry, right? Papers, please.
Yeah. That actually I can see coming next.
Papers, please.
Yeah.
Oh, you going from Brooklyn to Queens? Papers, please.
Yeah.
Hmm. Lincoln Tunnel is going to have New York Transit Authority in the tunnels checking papers. Hmm. Hmm.
I'm waiting on that. I think that's not gonna happen until a second term if he achieves it.
I can see him trying to push it for this term, and he's
Oh,
already
I
like,
can see it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Not in a first term. We'll see.
mm-hmm. You
We'll
going
see
from
how crazy they get up there.
Yeah, you going from Bronx to Manhattan? Papers, please. Oh, you definitely can't
Yeah.
go into Manhattan.
Oh,
Oh,
uh-uh.
no, if you from Harlem, the Harlem part of Manhattan or the
Yeah, the
Bronx, you
vaccine's
definitely
already
can't go
that's
down to
true.
Lower Manhattan. You ain't going down there because you
No.
ain't the right demographic
Mm-mm.
to be down here. Hmm,
No, and see Manhattan's where they're gonna have the really good stuff.
right. You can't come down
Yeah.
here. Papers, please.
Yeah, because 'cause you're not gonna be able to get it for free, honey, and we don't want any shoplifting.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right. See, that's the
yeah,
setup. That is the setup. Because a person
uh-huh,
like Mamdani, I wouldn't put it past his ass, right? Oh no, we once we get all this and cordon this off, whatever. Well,
yeah,
y'all have shown us in the past that you will riot and loot. So you need papers to come down here to Lower Manhattan. Hmm?
yeah, and the
Uh,
rest of the city gets to,
mm-hmm,
wallow in its own devices, I suppose.
mm-hmm. People like these socialists, these communists, uh, uh, th- th- they're not slick. They speak with a forked tongue. Every time you look at them, they speaking with a forked tongue. And people, oh no, Rod, Rod is conspiracy.
No, not at all.
Hmm?
You wanna talk about conspiracy theorists, you need to look into this head, not his. It's
But
one of those things where too much of what you've said has come to pass.
uh,
There's no way
conspiracy
it's
though.
conspiracy theory at this point. And look, everyone said, "Oh, no, it's conspiracy theory. He'll never be able to get this through because of the city council." Really? He's been in office for how long?
Hmm. 2 months.
And what has happened
Yep.
that we said was going to happen?
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know,
But
I feel sorry. I feel really sorry for the ones who didn't vote for him, who were
right.
voters and did not vote for Mamdani,
Yeah, and here's the
who
other
voted for Sliwa or for Eric Adams.
right. Look, here's the other part of that too, right? Here's
Mhm.
the real sinister part about this whole thing about the property tax thing, right?
Yeah.
Because if the New York City legislature allows this to go through, watch this. These people, right? Well, they're gonna have to raise they can't raise the rent to cover the property taxes,
Not anymore.
right?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to raise it. Now the owners of the buildings have to sell, and guess who gets first dibs?
City for the first 6 months that it's up for sale. They have 6 months right of refusal under, what is it, COPA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is listen, people. This is the other side of Mamdani's plan to create community-based housing.
Oh, wait a minute. Rayanna, bingo. It's going to push the black property owners out.
Yep,
It's
100%.
also going to push the white property owners out. The only thing they want is Muslim property owners. They want New York City to be a Muslim city.
Yep.
They want this to be the Mecca of the West.
Right.
This is what he's looking at.
Yep.
He wants that bright, shiny city on the hill, but he wants it under Islamic rule.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they've got the call to prayer blasting out at 5 a.m. every damn morning.
Yep. Conditioning
Instead
people.
of just at Fridays and on Ramadan.
Mm-hmm. Look, I like I said before, I'm not advocating for anything crazy, but I want people to please understand, right? Being the probably the strictest constitutionalist most people know, right?
Mhm.
The government, right, under the First Amendment, the government cannot establish religion.
No.
Right? The federal government can't.
I would actually say that belongs to the state and local too, that they cannot establish a religion because it's under your state constitutions.
Right. But if the people don't like the religious subversion that's happening, they have every right to clean up their streets. And
Yes,
that's what I want these people to understand, because look, the people already did it the first time, the Christians in this country. I want people to really understand this. They did it to Christians, but they did it in a very subtle way. And how they did it. And Christians or non-Christians, whatever. I want people to please understand this, right? And I even see my atheist friend Rico in the comments now, right? Because this attack the government did on Christians, right, is an attack upon atheists too at the same time.
Oh, yes, it is.
Right. It's because they're now picking, right? These people are allowing these religions to just pick themselves and represent themselves in government. But I thought the left talked about separation of church and state, right?
Yeah.
They won't demonize Islam, right, for being part of the ideology of the government, but damn sure don't be Christian, right?
Okay.
And
no,
on the
no,
other
no.
side,
what you're not understanding, what a lot of people don't understand, Islam is not a religion.
It's not theoretically.
It's a political entity.
I know.
There is no separation of church and state when it comes to political entities.
I mean, theoretically, yes, but again, right? We have to understand what they've established under law in this country, right?
Yeah.
That they are a religion. So we have to, I mean, I don't care if it's a flying spaghetti monster, right?
No. I'm just saying they haven't established that.
I think they have
They have never claimed it as a religion.
I think the Muslim Brotherhood did establish it under 501c.
The Muslim Brotherhood is not all of Islam.
It's not all.
It's just
it's not all, but
it's not what we're seeing coming into the cities.
No, that's not.
We're in the US.
Right. We're seeing Islamists, but again, right, we have to look at it from the aspect of that a second, right? Because
okay.
Because the people, the government cannot get involved.
Mm-mm.
Right? Because remember,
No.
now if we take it to the political stage, they're a protected class.
Yes.
That's the other problem.
Under
That's
the
why,
First Amendment, they are.
right. So that's why,
However, if they are acting in a political manner, they are now a political entity and cannot claim First Amendment protections.
right. So this is why they don't act political. They just take part in the political system and use their ideology, right, as they would say the Christians do, and apply it to their logic in government. This is how they're getting the slip. This is how they're doing it.
Yeah.
So the people
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
People have to go to the streets, right? They have to go to the streets, and they see these people in these prayer. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck off my street.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sorry, you're blocking the road.
Right. Get your ass out of here.
It's called impeding traffic.
That part. That whole part. That whole
I'm sorry, this is what insurance is for. Thump, thump.
I'm
just easier to roll over you when you bent over like that.
So I'm wondering, right? And this is one of these things where I really think Christians and atheists need to team up together.
Absolutely. Well, Christians, Jews, and atheists. Yeah.
Yeah. That they all need to come together and be like, you know what? This isn't working.
Yeah.
Because these people are fundamentally trying to change America. Regardless of you can believe what you want and praise whatever pencil sharpener or whoever in the sky you want to, but when you use your religion or ideology to try to fundamentally change the bedrock of America, not only do you have beef with a motherfucker like me, there's a whole nother 220 million people behind me. You will have, well, no, I can't say on 220 million. I'll say at least 100 million you're going to have beef with, and you're not going to like the end result.
Yeah. You know, it's really funny. I was watching a documentary, just a brief documentary about what's happening in Japan with Muslim invaders, I'm going to call them, mainly Pakistanis. And they're finding out that Japan wants absolutely nothing to do with them changing their culture.
Right.
And their religion. When you find prayer rooms in the Sapporo factory, that's a problem. Sapporo produces beer. It's haram. Why do you have a prayer room in a Sapporo factory?
No, Japan's going to probably lead by example, right?
They already are. But
here's the other beautiful thing about this too, right? A lot of European countries now are like, nope, you motherfuckers got to go home.
Yeah.
They found out real quick. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Ireland
is starting to kick them out.
Yep. Bye, Felicia. And I'm like, about damn time it took you, what, a decade to get here?
Yeah.
At
least.
It took you right.
Because they were accepting refugees back 20 years ago.
Yes, they were. Yep, they sure was. Right.
So it's been a good couple decades. But now they're finding out that you can't just allow people to rent boats in France and drive across the straits and say, we're here, give us our free shit. Kick your people out of their apartments and let us have them because, we're refugees.
Right.
Sure you are.
Where your refuge from?
Right.
Under the sea. I'm sorry, my bad. Bad reference. But
oh God.
This as Americans, where we move on to the SCOTUS thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm specifically speak to Gen X. This is our stand.
Oh yeah, it is.
This is our stand.
Yeah.
Right. I don't care what you believe, right, at this point, or don't believe, or whatever, right? The America we grew up in, and the America we pretty much raised our kids in, is crumbling before our eyes.
Yeah.
And you got political players in both parties allowing it to happen and not saying shit about it. But see, guess what? It's not up to the political parties. Fuck them.
Yeah.
At this point.
Agreed.
This is about us now. This is about our grandkids and great-grandkids at this point. So I really don't care if people call me Islamophobic, whatever. I got all kinds of phobias and itises and all kinds of shit for your ass. But at the end of the damn day, let's keep it really, really real, right? The country that a lot of us broke our backs over, sweat over, bled over to get us to this point, right? You're a guest here, bitch. You are a guest and you enjoy what you have been laid out, not come and fundamentally change it, because what you're going to really find out is that you think you can go do all that shit over in the Middle East and all that shit ain't happening here.
No.
Because motherfuckers here are ruthless if you mess with they shit.
Well,
Ruthless.
and it's time for that ruthlessness to rear its head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not calling for violence unless it's given first. There's a case to be made here for actually kicking these people out physically.
Yeah.
Because what we're seeing is a literal takeover of our nation.
Yep.
And it's not just our nation. This is happening all over the West.
Yeah, but particularly ours. I'm more worried about ours because...
Well, and that's the thing. We have to worry about ours. Because of what's been happening over the last 20 to 30 years.
Yep. Yep.
Our politicians have allowed this to happen with the laws changes that have gone through, with the lackadaisical attitude about passing stringent immigration laws, with the lackadaisical attitude about our borders, both north and south, and to be honest, east and west. Because our northern and southern borders are not the only borders we have, folks.
Nope.
We have people coming over from China and Russia, pregnant women, coming here just in time to have a baby in Los Angeles or Seattle or New York City.
Wait, even better, right? Even better.
Birthright tourism.
What's closer, right? I've said this before, and I still need to finish that report on that.
The Marshall Islands.
Yep.
Saipan.
Saipan in Northern
Hawaii,
Mariana.
The Marianas.
I mean, it's literally 45-minute plane flight from the Chinese mainland to Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands. Boom, have a baby.
Guam.
American citizen. Guam, yeah.
Any of these islands out in the Pacific. But yeah, Hawaii sees any number of Chinese coming over to have their babies there. Oops, you're a U.S. citizen. We can take you back to Beijing where you can be educated. And then you can go back when you're an adult and just be a normal American citizen. For what purpose?
Sell out.
For what purpose?
Sell out. Give secrets to the Chinese.
You look at all the farmland that's been sold and is owned by the Chinese around our military bases. They're going to have someplace to put them.
Speaking of that, right? And I'm not an economics guy, and how they ruled on the IEEPA. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
The tariffs.
It is what it is.
They're not going to be able. With the Supreme Court ruling today, even though the emergency powers part of this nullifies certain tariffs, not all the tariffs were installed under the emergency powers.
Correct.
Okay. The rest of these can be done in conjunction with congressional rule. In other words, they can go through Congress and get the tariffs reinstated. We're not going to be losing any money here, folks.
Right.
It's not going to be costing us much. This is just another way of the Supreme Court saying, yeah, you kind of have to work with Congress on some of this. You can't do it all on your own.
Right.
And when he put the tariffs in under the emergency powers, everybody knew it wasn't going to last. That the Supreme Court was going to say, no, you can't do it that way.
Right. That's right.
It is what it is. So now he's been kicked in the butt a little bit. And he has to work with Congress on it. Right. And Congress needs to get off its high horse and start working with the administration.
But we know how the Supreme Court has dealt, though, right? And I'm gonna throw a projection out there.
Sure.
Right, I'm gonna throw a projection out there like I always do.
Mhm.
Right, studying the court all these years, all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They kicked Trump in the ass on this IEEPA, and everybody's up in
A
arms
little bit.
about it. Right,
Little bit.
right.
Yeah.
Please remember, they still have to hear birthright citizenship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I get the feeling that it's not gonna go the way a lot of people on the left think it's going to.
So I'm not up in arms about this. I'm like,
Mm-mm. No, doesn't
birthright
bother me.
citizenship, because again, right, the argument, the I don't care what the court said in Wong Kim Ark,
Yeah.
right? The people who framed the 14th Amendment told you, even though the constitutionality of the 14th Amendment is always in question, right? But
Yes.
they said it was for the freedmen
Yes.
and their children is what the
Yes.
14th Amendment was for. And that was it. It wasn't for any other extra shit. And that is Trump's argument.
Yeah.
He flat out said these were for the former slaves. That's it.
The former slaves and their children.
Right.
We are now at the point where those freedmen and their children have great-great-great-grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
We're 150 years past that, folks. 160 years at this point.
Right, but they're still descendants of thereof, which
They are still descendants.
Right.
However, we haven't had slaves in this country in 160 damn years.
No.
There is no one alive today who can claim that they are or were a slave in the United States.
Right. It's a very, 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 very small number of people
Who can actually claim descendancy, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very small number. Right. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, very small. I mean, only half of me can claim that. Only half. Just, I don't know if it's my left side or right side that can half claim that, right? But
or
I
the
can
front
claim
side or the
that.
back side, right?
What's that?
Or is it the front side or the back side?
I'm not trying to do a DNA check and find out, but I can only claim half of that of what you're saying, right? But right, even with the interpretation, if you keep the original interpretation of the 14th Amendment, right?
Yeah.
It was not intended for X, Y, and Z people.
No, it wasn't.
It was not on principle. And the court said, well, guess what?
Yeah.
We're going to use this as a crutch for immigration.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did in the Wong Kim Ark decision. It was a decision based on the need of immigration, not upon the principle of the 14th.
Yeah. I think part of the issue is too many people are willing to look back at our history before, let's say the 1840s, the Irish potato famine, and when some of my ancestors started coming in. Before then, you had a lot of people coming in at places like Charleston and Savannah and Boston.
Right.
You had a lot of people coming in at St. Augustine from South America and the Caribbean. You had a lot of people coming in, and they didn't have to apply for citizenship.
Correct.
They just became Americans.
Right.
When the potato famine kicked in, they came through Ellis Island. And they had to apply to become citizens, and they had to have the wherewithal to support themselves.
Yep, 100%.
Either through money on hand or a skilled trade to offer.
Yep, because there was no government system of welfare.
No, there wasn't.
You either made it or you didn't.
Now, this business about leaving our borders open because, that's what we've always done. No, we haven't. No, we have not. People have always been expected to stand on their own 2 feet in this nation.
Right.
No matter what.
Yep.
I mean, hell, even the former slaves, the freedmen. What was it, 40 acres and a mule?
Spokesman, yeah. Yep.
They were expected to make their own way.
Yep.
They were not going to be recipients of any money from the government other than that.
Right. Right. That's exactly.
That was the only reparation you got.
Right. And it didn't matter. It
No,
really
it was freedom.
right? It was freedom, right?
Yeah.
And you communicated as you needed to, right?
Yes.
Because we have to remember this land, right,
Mhm.
was of many languages. Remember, Florida was Spanish.
Yes, it was.
Florida was Spanish
So
until it
was
was bought.
Texas
Yeah,
and
Florida
New
was
Mexico.
right. I mean, you got the Acadians
Mhm.
that came down from Nova Scotia
And
down
went
to the
down to New Orleans.
bayou, right?
Yeah.
They're Cajuns. They got their own whole new language, right? Gullah Geechee with the pidgin language
Yeah.
and the Gullah language, right? Up and down, and I want people to understand,
Excuse
up
me.
and down this eastern seaboard and this Gulf Coast, I can tell you right now, there's probably 8 different dialects of English. It
Oh, there's more than that. I
just at
mean,
least 8,
North Carolina, you got your Old Salts. They
right?
speak the brogue of Old England.
Right. So
And
we
if you're into languages at all, go to Elizabeth or
oh, yeah,
go to Salty
Elizabeth.
Path in North
Yep.
Carolina, and you'll hear actual Old English.
Yeah,
It's
so
scary.
and the thing, the beauty, and I think and this is why the left hates the South so much.
Yeah.
The beauty of the South is
Mhm.
that we can all still communicate. Even if we were to speak in our native tongues, we could
Yeah.
still communicate and get shit done.
Yeah.
We all could do that. The Gullah can talk to the Creole can talk to
Yep.
The Cajun can talk to the French can talk to the Spanish, and the Portuguese can talk to the Spanish and the French and
Yes.
the Cajun. It all worked. It all worked. It worked.
It
It
works.
worked
Well,
up
it worked
until
then, and it still works
works
now.
now. That's right.
We all crack at a teeth.
Yeah, 100%. But the problem we have now is we when it comes to language, as you're saying, we've gotten to a point where we've gotten away from trying to understand people in their native tongue, and they're coming across the border in a completely different language trying to say you need to cater to us. No, bitch.
Yeah.
The Cajuns do not have a placard. Please press 1 for Cajun. Bitch, no the fuck we ain't.
No.
No,
No.
we ain't.
No.
Press
And
2 for
and that's the
Gullah.
thing.
No, we ain't.
We're no. Look, it's the same thing for the Irish.
Mhm.
They came over, a lot of them spoke Gael, they didn't speak English.
Right.
I know a few words in Gael, but that's about it,
Right.
and that was from my great-grandmother. I don't hear it spoken anymore
No.
anywhere here in the country unless they frequently go to
Yeah,
Ireland,
Ireland and back, or they just came from Ireland, right?
or they
I
just
mean,
came from, and then it's just kinda thrown in as a parse. It's
right. It's
not
not the full
actual.
language. Right. I mean, it's like
But the thing is we here in America are no longer demanding assimilation,
no.
and that's part of the problem with the whole Islam thing. We are no longer
Right.
demanding assimilation.
Right.
You will respect this country, and you will assimilate into our society, because if
Right.
you don't have a place here.
Nope. You right. You can speak whatever language you want, but if you don't assimilate
Speak it at
to our
home.
values or
Yeah,
peace, right? I
yeah,
mean, let's take the great city of New York,
mhm,
right? How many people came across Ellis Island that spoke Polish, Swedish, French, all of that, and they all
yeah.
lived in New York City and still communicated with each other. Didn't
Oh,
speak a
yeah.
lick of English, and
No.
that city became the biggest city in the world,
Yes.
right? Based on people that didn't even speak English at the
Oh, yeah.
time, right? Like they knew how
Well,
to communicate.
and like Rico says, Facebook groups of people from Mexico making claims that part of the United States was theirs, which is true.
Hmm.
But guess what?
The shit was bought.
It was purchased. We bought it fair and square. I know this because I lived in frickin' Dallas.
Well, I mean, yeah, we know it was purchased.
It
How
was
you gonna
purchased,
ignore?
and the fact of the matter is the ones who keep saying, "Oh, well, it was stolen land, it's stolen land, it's stolen land," then what are you doing there?
I mean,
Give it back.
I,
If you feel that strongly about it, give it the hell back.
hold on a
It's
minute.
all up to you.
Here's
Your
what's
personal
crazy.
choice.
Here's what's crazy. They say it's stolen land. Who?
Mhm.
Why were the Aztecs stealing land from the Blackfoot Indians?
Just saying.
But do we need to talk about the Tempe?
Look at the Chechesee, the Iroquois, the Yamasee, the
Like,
fucking Blackhawks up in
stole
Illinois, the
stolen
Winnebagos.
land. Yeah.
The Sioux, the Creek, the Cheyenne. Stolen land is stolen land. Nobody knows who
But
owns it because land cannot be owned.
it's only stolen because the white man did it. The white
Yeah,
man
of
took
course.
our land. But I
Yeah, of
mean,
course.
but hold on
Yeah.
a second. Hold on a second. Here's what's crazy. Here's
Uh-huh.
what's crazy. It's the white man that conquered the land that sold it to the other white man. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Spaniards that sold
Oh,
Mexico
yeah. Yeah.
to the United States. You had white
Well, look at
men selling
Florida.
the other white men.
Look at Florida.
Yeah.
Oldest settlement in the country,
Mm-hmm.
St. Augustine.
Yep.
Spanish.
Yep.
Florida. Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
The entirety of Florida. And all the way over into Mobile, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
Oh, speaking of that, oh,
Yeah.
oh, AOC, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when she talked
Oh,
about the Cowboys? She said, child sat
that
right there and
child.
she said the Spanish did not bring cowboys here.
Okay. The Spanish were not, there was no influence from the Spanish on the Cowboys. They came from Mexico.
Mm,
Child, please.
uh-uh.
Vaquero is Spanish for cowboy.
Yo,
Number
get on
one.
Taco Bell,
Number
bitch.
two, the conquistadors
Um,
from Spain
uh-huh,
brought horses in the late 1400s and
uh-huh,
early 1500s
uh-huh,
to the Americas.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah,
This is why Mexico speaks Spanish, you dumb whore.
I'm just gonna take it from the Florida side a second.
Oh my God.
Because my mama's family came here as a slave, St. Helena
Uh-huh.
Island, South Carolina. But my daddy and them, they came from a far, far away land and
Yeah.
came to the great state of Florida in 1803,
Yeah.
as free people.
Yes.
And them gentlemen learned how to ride horses
Yeah.
and snarl cattle. Who taught
Oh,
them
yeah.
that? Spanish.
The vaqueros.
I mean, what are we
Yeah.
talking about here?
Yeah.
Like she said here, what? Oh Lord Jesus!
I couldn't resist, Justin.
Oh, I
It's
was screaming
look,
at the screen when she said that. I'm like,
when
bitch,
she
come to
said it
Florida.
when she said it, because I am from the Outer Banks. Shackleford Banks off of Beaufort
Mm-hmm.
is also called Wild Horse Island.
Yes.
Guess what those horses are? They're Spanish ponies.
Including
The horses up around up in Virginia,
Assateague Island.
Chincoteague and Assateague.
Yep.
They're Spanish ponies.
Yep.
The marsh tackies here in the Hilton Head and Defusky area.
Mm-hmm. Those are Spanish ponies.
They're Spanish ponies.
Yep.
The horses on Corolla Beach on the Outer Banks.
Mm-hmm.
They're Spanish ponies.
Yep. This dumb ass.
They're the forebears of our wild Mustangs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The wild horses all over our western states are descendants of those same Spanish ponies that are stranded on our islands.
Yep.
On the East Coast.
Yep.
But no, the vaqueros and the cowboys had nothing to do with each other because they came up from Mexico.
Zero. Like,
does she not know what a conquistador is?
I look. I heard my great grandfather squeal in his grave when she said,
Right.
"Oh Lord."
Yeah.
I'm like,
child, that was dumb. That was dumb. And she said it on a global stage. And I'm sitting there thinking, and she really thinks she has a shot at being president when she doesn't even understand the history of this nation or the nation of the Western, or the history of the Western Hemisphere. I was absolutely flabbergasted when I heard about that.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
Are you Spanish in name only?
Right?
Ah,
She certainly didn't learn anything
she,
in school about
she's a
Spanish
she's
history.
a Sino. Sino.
She's something all right. I will leave it there.
Ah,
But, yeah, the Rastas refer to black soldiers as buffalo soldiers.
yep.
Buffalo soldiers actually goes back further than the Rastas.
Right. I think so. I'm
Um,
not sure, but I know that.
it goes back further than that, and it's one of those things where if you wanna know where the United States Army has actual buffalo soldiers, their unit is at, Fort Huachuca.
They're still at Huachuca? Damn. I thought
Fort
they
Huachuca,
were.
Arizona.
Damn. Okay.
That fort is dedicated to the buffalo soldiers. And you see a lot of those guys riding around here in the summertime on
Mm.
motorcycles.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I just had to bring in that AOC thing because that just cracked me up. Like
Mhm.
the meth.
I thought it was hysterical. And I started looking through the articles and I'm thinking, did she miss an entire semester of world history?
She missed a whole entire semester of advanced world history in college. Remember, she took economics.
Oh, that's right. And you have to have world history with economics because of the global economic system.
And you must have slept through that whole
She mu
class.
It just went over her head.
Oh my god.
She's a bartender, don't you know?
Oh my god.
Don't make me a margarita, honey. Don't.
Dead. DED.
Do you even know what tequila is and where it came from?
Yeah, it's to kill you. That's what it is. To kill you. Eh,
It's
but
good stuff
anyway,
is what it is.
uh,
Anyway,
yeah. Anyway, I had to bring that up. I didn't mean to derail it, but right. I really think this court. This is my prediction.
mhm,
The court is going to give Trump birthright citizenship.
I think so. I think they're gonna decide for him on this and remove birthright citizenship. Now, what I'm curious about is how far they're gonna take it. Are they
Well,
gonna are they gonna go back a generation? Are they gonna go to the dreamers and say, "No, you no longer have a path"?
so let's brainstorm that a second, though, right?
Sure.
Because so the compassionate side of me is okay.
Mhm.
We can go. The dreamers would have. How old would the dreamers be now? 40s.
Yeah, 30s and 40s. Some of them, yeah.
Let me look. Let me look to make sure I get this right, so I don't
Yeah,
miss.
yeah. They were born a few years after we were, so it's one of those things where I'm thinking I was born in '69, so right around 1980, I think.
Okay, so currently the oldest are in their early 40s,
Yeah,
late 30s, early 40s.
yeah,
So,
so it would be right around 1980, 76 to 80, somewhere in there. My
hmm
brother would have been well, he's 7 years younger than I am, so he would be 50, so it'd be 85.
hmm So I would say to the dreamers,
Mhm.
you've had now dreamers what 2012. This is
Yeah.
26. You've had 14 years.
Yeah.
You've had 14 years.
If you
You
haven't
have
got your citizenship yet,
well,
sorry.
I'd give them 2 more years. That's it. Here's the hammer. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you 2 years, right? Remember, we're gonna sign this withstanding final removal order.
Yeah.
On the day this is signed, 2 years from now, if you do not have your citizenship or you're in that process to get that citizenship, you will be removed from the country on the 720th day.
Only if you can prove that you are one of the dreamers.
Right. You have to prove that part, right? Because you
Yeah.
got to have the legal paperwork to
If you
be
can prove you went to elementary school here and middle school here and high school here
mm-hmm.
and entered college and started working here. In other words, you can't just come into the country and say, "Oh, yeah, I was born in '83. I'm a dreamer."
Well, no, they have paperwork they have to sign to
Yes.
identify them as a dreamer.
Yeah.
So, so with that, you got 2 years, right? And I'm sorry, I miscounted. The 730th day, if you don't, yeah,
Yeah.
730th day, if you don't have your citizenship or you're at that point where you're going to get that citizenship, your final removal order goes into effect, and we're coming
Agreed.
to snatch you,
Agreed. I like that.
right?
And I
You
think that's about the only way you can do it with the dreamers
mm-hmm.
because and that's the compassionate side of me saying, "You know what? These folks have been here just about their entire lives. They don't
Mm-hmm.
know anybody in Mexico except
Right,
for maybe grandparents who
right.
may already have passed."
Or grandparents were brought here under
Agreed.
right were brought here under visa because they had that eligibility when they became
Yeah.
DACA or dreamers. They had the
Yeah.
eligibility to bring their next to kin over. So that's a whole nother
That's
mess,
a
right?
whole different ballgame right there
but
is
but the thing
the
is,
chain migration that happens with that.
right, but the thing is we don't see the issue with with the dreamers and the DACA people. These people are not in the streets protesting. They're the ones saying get these motherfuckers out of here that are coming in here illegally, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're technically illegal themselves. I mean, they have status, but they don't
They
have the
have status,
citizenship.
though.
They're non-citizens, but they're sending out saying get these motherfuckers out too.
Well, it's taking their jobs,
Mm-hmm.
it's taking their kids' jobs, it's taking their parents' jobs in a lot of places.
Right.
They don't
100%
want
right.
that. They wanna be able to survive, they wanna be able to make a living just
Right.
like the rest of us,
Yep.
you know? So, yeah, I would say that, we started with the '80s, with about '85, and if you have not gotten gained citizenship in that time, and it would only be open to the dreamers. It would not
Mm-hmm.
be open to anyone else.
Right. Right.
Everyone else can get on out if they have not applied for citizenship or become a citizen already.
Mhm.
I mean, it's like that Irishman that everybody's all up in arms about.
Yep.
"Oh, well, he was here on a green card." It was a 90-day visa that he overstayed by 15 years.
Mm.
No, he needs to go home,
And face those drug charges he got over
face the
there in,
drug charges, and
mm,
the 2 little girls that he abandoned when
right.
they were 18 months old.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have no sympathy for the man.
No,
None.
no. I wanna close out this show.
Sure.
Um, and this is something that's been weighing on my mind the last week when it comes to these political parties. And those I speak out against both parties all the
Mhm.
time because they be on some bullshit, right? But though I do vote Republican in many instances
Mhm.
for X, Y, and Z reasons, I also do not affiliate myself with the party. I mean, those know me from day one knew I ran for office in Salt Lake County. Y'all
Mhm.
y'all know I did under the Republican banner, right? Lost that convention, right? But ever since then, I started seeing these shifts where us libertarians were treated with disdain because we weren't down with the agenda,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? Where we'd say, that's pretty big government there you're talking about Republicans. We just got to know we just ain't got to do nothing.
Exactly.
No, no, no. You're expanding government. No, it's a no. 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 And then over time, the disdain got worse. I left the Republican Party. I
Yeah.
left the party completely altogether as being affiliated with them to help them. I'm done. Now, not saying I went Democrat because obviously there's no home for me in the Democrat Party. Period. They hate liberty over there. They hate it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. In some instances, I can't see the difference between the anti-liberty hate from both teams, to be honest.
Agreed.
I'm being straight with y'all. I cannot tell the difference if this is a Democrat or Republican talking, because a lot of them are literally they literally hate liberty.
Yes.
For some reason, for whatever, they hate it. The party that says we're going to stand for liberty literally hates it.
Well, and it's like Justin said here in the chat, it's the uniparty.
Yeah.
We've said that for years, and it is literally the uniparty. And they're both moving in directions that is unthinkable to an actual Republican, to a conservative, to a libertarian. And conservative and libertarian do not know party, y'all.
No, I will say, and this brings me up even recently. It brings up my point, right?
Yeah.
With Trump attacking Massey and Rand Paul like he has been doing, for no reason whatsoever except for calling out the fiscal responsibility.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And standing on the constitutional principle. Like, no, absolutely not. Y'all have heard me call Trump out right here, full face on this video, saying no, because they are exactly right on principle. Right.
Yes, they are.
Now, it's even down to the point, right, where you have pundits actually lying.
Yeah.
Right. On libertarians that are part of the Republican Party. Prime example, the whole thing with Thomas Massey earlier in the week. Everybody said, oh no, he voted against the Save America Act and all this. No, he didn't. No. He voted on the procedural vote before it came out to be voted on completely. And people like Laura Ingraham and Mark Levin literally misled everybody. And that pissed me the fuck off, because they both know they're fucking lying.
Yeah.
Both of them knew they were lying.
Oh, then especially.
And they want to say, here, look at the libertarian kook job. No, fuck that.
No.
This is the problem with establishment media. This is the problem.
It's not just establishment media, it's establishment Republicans.
That too.
And establishment Democrats, because they're both going to do the same damn thing. Thomas Massey did not vote against the SAVE Act. And I once you finish here, I want to bring that up real quick too. Because it's not what you think it is as far as the vote from the Senate.
Right. But that's my point though, right? This is those attacks like that are the reason I left the Republican Party. Now, again, I'll never join the Democrat Party, and I definitely wouldn't join the LP.
No.
Because they're even the LP, the Libertarian Party, the party that's supposed to be the party of liberty, are still too statist for me.
Yes, they are.
Way too statist. I want no part of them either.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like all three of these parties, they all hate liberty. They all hate it.
Yep.
And we don't have an alternative.
No, we don't. And, unfortunately, we don't. It's third party, which at this point is like the Green Party and things like that, because they're the only ones getting any traction because they're old. They've been around for decades. And I've said it before, I am a registered Republican for voting. That's it. And that's just so I can vote in primaries here in South Carolina.
That's it.
That's it. Otherwise, you might as well call me a libertarian. I consider myself a constitutionalist.
Right.
And I'm not purely conservative.
Right. No, I will say to that, right? The people like Laura Ingraham and the people like the Mark Levins of the political conservative political space, right?
Yeah.
They sat right here. I wish I could go. I should pull up the actual art. I should pull up the Facebook post that Thomas Massey went back at Laura Ingraham on. But these people play just like the Democrats do. I want y'all to fully understand this. Just like CNN and MSNBC plays on the people that they don't understand government and how it works. The Mark Levins and the Laura Ingrahams and the Tucker Carlsons of the world do the same thing. to the right side, right?
Yeah.
Again, going back to this whole procedural vote, say, oh, he voted against it. Did you not forget that was the procedural vote
Yeah.
to bring it?
Most
Like,
people don't pay attention to that.
no. And they get
They
played.
see it
Oh
as
no, Thomas Massey
a
voted against us. No, the fuck he didn't.
no, it was a procedural issue. It was to bring the bill to the floor or to change or amend it. I don't remember what the
Actually,
procedural
I'm
was
gonna pull it
about.
up right now. I'm gonna pull it up right now so people can see what I'm talking about, right?
But
Because it's different, right? What people know the Schoolhouse Rock and all that stuff,
oh,
right?
yeah.
But there's also rules in the House in particular, right? And I want people to understand this, right? The bill goes to committee, right? And if it passes committee, it doesn't go directly to the floor. It
No.
goes to the Rules Committee.
Yes, it does.
Before it even gets out to the floor, it takes another step. It goes to the
Yep.
Rules Committee to be
Yep.
looked over, reported, et cetera, before it's even allowed to go to the floor for a vote.
To make sure it follows the rules of Congress as far as the way it's presented,
Correct.
the way the bill is written.
Let me see if I can find it.
No, it's one of those things. I've gotten away from listening to people like Mark Levin. I'm tired of being screamed at. I've gotten away from listening to Laura Ingraham. Same thing. I'm tired of being preached at.
Okay, so
I'm
here it
not
is. Oh, here it is.
interested in either one.
Here,
I'll
I have
listen
it
to Matt
here.
Kibbe all day.
Here we go.
And for those of you who don't know, Matt Kibbe is on the Blaze. Absolutely a libertarian.
Yeah. So here is. Can I make this? I don't think I can. I can make it bigger. So this is what, and I want people to understand. This is the procedure. So now at this point, what you're looking at, right,
Excuse me.
is the bill has already came out of committee.
Yeah.
Okay. And it came out to the floor. Now there was a rule,
Mhm.
right? He voted. Remember, he voted against the rule that allows it to get a vote, but the
Yes.
rule also suspends the House rules and allows spending bills to come to the floor with no 24-hour notice. That is what
That's
Massey voted
yes.
against.
That's what he was voting against. Not that this was coming to the floor to get a vote,
Right.
but that they were suspending rules about spending bills.
Right.
This is what you have to watch for in Congress.
Right.
This is why we need people like Thomas Massey and Rand Paul. This is why
Right.
we need people like Chip Roy,
So,
unfortunately, who is leaving his post to run for Attorney General of Texas,
right. So let me see if I can make this bigger
and Maggie Hageman.
so I can show everybody. All right, here we go. Is that big enough? Okay, so this is the rule. This is the rule. Now remember, this is part of the House rules package that they have to go by to bring bills to the
Yeah.
floor, right? So the rule actually says it provides that the requirement for Clause 6A of Rule 13 for a 2/3 vote to consider a report from the Committee on Rules on the same day it is presented to the House is waived with respect to any resolution reported through the legislative day on February 13, 2026, related to a measure continuing appropriations for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2026. They
Mhm.
wanted to expedite this spending bill because remember, this bill is going to cost money.
Yeah.
They wanted to suspend the rules and ram this through. And he
Yep.
said, no, absolutely not. And people say he voted against the SAVE Act. I'm sorry. People need to understand the procedures
Mhm.
and the rules of the House. If you don't go to rules.house.gov and read the rules, right?
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't go to the floor. There's procedural votes before the bill actually gets voted on.
And what you need to be aware of is when those rules are read, the rules are different for every vote, for every bill.
Correct.
You have to read those because a lot of times they try to sneak shit through,
Mm-hmm.
like the spending bills.
Right.
This is not just the SAVE Act that that this particular vote was on.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be wary of that.
Yep. This is how Democrats are able to add quote unquote pork to the bill. Because
Now
if you suspend a rule like this, they can stick all the pork they want in those bills and then send it to the floor.
oh, yes, they can, and they will. Now, I want you guys to be aware that when the Senate comes back in, not only will they be voting on, the funding for DHS, or when Congress comes back in as a whole. They'll be voting for the spending on the DHS, but the Senate will also take up the SAVE Act.
Mm-hmm.
Be aware that this is basically a show it off vote.
Right.
This is not an up or down vote. This is just to make sure that the Republicans get the good boy, attaboy pats on the back for forcing Democrats to say yay or nay on this bill. They're not doing a damn thing other than trying to embarrass the Democrats.
Right.
This is doing nothing, folks. It's wasting money. It's wasting time and it's wasting money. And John Thune ought to be fucking ashamed of himself for doing this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also going to say Chuck Schumer should be ashamed of himself for calling it Jim Crow 2.0. Dude, are you serious right now?
Isn't that what they called the Georgia voting bill, Jim Crow
Yes, it
2.0?
was. Yes, it was. And you had bigger black
I
turnout
thought it was on
for the
3.0.
2020 elections than ever before.
Wait, I thought this should have been. Can the Democrats count? I thought it should have been 3.0.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to go there.
Socks, toes,
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
No, they have to take their socks off to count because, their fingers are busy in everybody's pockets.
Oh.
I also want to bring up, yeah, they punks. I also want to bring up that I am absolutely ashamed of all these Democrat women who are screeching about, oh, well, women can't participate with the SAVE Act because they have to change their birth certificate if they've been married. I'm sorry. My birth certificate never came into it when I got married 36 years ago. Not once. Not one time.
A birth certificate, a live vital statistical record like a birth certificate or death
supposedly
certificate cannot be changed.
Yeah, you had to change your birth certificate to get voting registration done.
I don't. No. Right. I don't care if your ass is transgender times 3 and you change your name from Andrew Ray to Amber Rose. Your birth certificate ain't changing. Your ass is still Andrew Ray on that birth certificate, and you're going to die Andrew Ray. It don't matter what that ain't changing. So what does it being married have to do with your birth certificate? These dumb hoes.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey. Goes along with AOC, but I digress. It's just one of those things where if you're going to put out talking points, at least be accurate, at least be honest and truthful. But if I hear one more of these broads up in the house say, oh, well, they have to go and change their birth certificate, I'm going to throw things.
I'm gonna throw things into the Capitol from down here, from the swamps, the Gulf Coast.
It may hurt my shoulder, but
I mean, this
yeah.
And here's the crazy part. Here's the other part they didn't tell people.
Yeah.
No
joke, Val.
Look. The other part about this, y'all, is this is not about people that are already married. This is not about going to vote. This is about registering to vote.
Yeah, it is. And I'm sorry, I never had an issue with that either. And I have voted in 3 states.
But here's the other part. Here's the other part. They didn't tell people either. And those of you that read the SAFE Act know exactly where I'm about to go.
Yeah.
There's still a provision in the Save America Act that allows you to sign a legal affidavit attesting that this is your name under the threat of perjury.
Yes.
Bitch, what?
Yeah.
Can I say it again, Kel?
Oh, absolutely.
Dumbass hoes.
Yeah.
I said it straight ass face. This is crazy shit.
No. What they're doing is they are going to the low information voter.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to the lowest denomination and they're saying, "Oh my God, this is what you've got to do. You have to change your birth certificate if you get married." How?
Right.
That doesn't make it. The only thing you have to change is your social security card.
You can't even change your marriage license. That
No.
is technically a vital statistical record. You
Yes, it
can't
is.
change that. Even if
No.
you
The
divorce, that
only
don't
thing
change.
the only thing that you can change
Bruh.
is your driver's license,
Right.
any certificates that you hold, and your your social security
Right.
card. You're not changing the number, just the name on that
Right.
number.
That's why I said you cannot change any
No.
certificate that has to do with any vital records, like a
Nope.
marriage certificate, birth certificate, or death certificate. Those will
Those
never
can't be
change.
changed. Nope.
So it's like, no,
No.
what?
Yeah.
Bitch, what?
Yeah. It's
What?
it just when you dumb yourself down as a society to the point where you have members of Congress literally lying to you
Mm.
and you believe it, that's a problem. This is why you're supposed to read and understand the Constitution. This is why you're supposed to keep track of these bills.
Mhm.
This is why you're supposed to know the laws,
Right.
at least in a general sense. Enough to know that it makes absolutely no sense to have to change your birth certificate to vote if you get married. That's stupid. Absolutely, without doubt, the most retarded thing I've ever heard. But there it is in broad daylight, and there were several of them doing it.
And see, and even the Social Security card, Michelle, right? That is
Mhm.
not that is not a document that's under a vital
Mm-mm.
statistical record, right?
No,
That's a federal government identification.
that's an identification,
That's complete. That's
and
a
the
different.
only thing that changes when you change your Social Security card, the
Is your
only
name
thing that changes is the name, not the
right?
number,
Right.
and your maiden name is still attached to it.
Right.
So if they have to do a check on you for some reason and you have a married name that your number has been attached to, they can still find the maiden name.
Mm-hmm.
That's all federal record.
Yep.
But yes, you do change your Social Security card when you get married.
And you don't
You
even
have
have
to
to do that.
notify them that you have been married.
Right. And you that doesn't necessarily mean you have to change it either. I mean,
No, you
theoretically
can in
speaking.
other words, if you don't change your name when you get married, that's fine, but you still have to notify Social Security
Right.
that you got married.
That's correct because
Same
it's
thing with
survivor's
divorce.
benefits. Yep.
Yeah, same thing with divorce.
Yep. Yeah. It just is. Look, but anyway, we got to get up out of here. We'll do the things. I appreciate everybody saying hi to us this evening.
Hey.
I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still kind of my left shoulder is doing the things again. So I don't know
Sorry,
what's going
honey.
on with that. So, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw some ice on it, and I'm gonna, you know, all that good stuff. I want to say one more thing before we leave, though,
Sure.
especially for my people here down here in the good state of Florida. All my Floridians, hope you're listening. The Florida House did pass the no property tax, the no homestead property tax amendment to be on the ballot
Nice.
this fall.
Nice.
So I'm going to be talking about this thing like it's a sponsor every single show because we got to get some relief, right? And the Florida legislature has given us the opportunity to do so. So yes, if you are in Florida, if you're in Florida, it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong. We're gonna be talking about it. And another thing for my Floridians, I'm just gonna prepare you now instead of later. Prepare you now because this has been the longest drought we've seen
Mhm.
here in a minute. And considering we got no hurricanes last year,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, real talk.
Yeah.
Right? Real talk. Start stocking your hurricane supplies now. Replenish the
Absolutely,
ones
same thing
that
here in South
have
Carolina.
that replenish the ones that have may have expired, replenish that. Like I'm being dead serious,
Yeah.
right?
It's gonna be a rough season this year. It's
Because
gonna be a real rough season.
the La Nina is going to shift. She's supposed to shift this year, sometime in the late summer, and that shift's going to happen. And keep in mind too, y'all, it's February,
Yeah.
and we're already hitting the mid 80s
Now,
in my
not
neck of the woods.
oh, it hit 83 today here in
Yeah.
South Carolina, and we've already had 1 low pressure form off our coast
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning of this month. We have another one forming right now.
Right. So
It's
that's what I'm
gonna be
saying.
heading up the coast with the
Right.
rains tomorrow.
Yep.
So,
So
it is gonna be a god awful hurricane season this year.
yeah, as I'm anticipating that. I mean, the water's already
Yeah,
getting warmed up, getting ready. So when June 1st gets here, I want everybody to remember, even folk in the South, remember
yeah,
hurricane season starts June 1st.
yeah,
It doesn't start in August. It doesn't start in
but
September. It starts on June 1st. But we have seen cyclones
oh,
before
yeah.
June show
Yes,
up.
we have. And that's what I'm thinking is,
Mm-hmm.
early hurricanes are not unusual. So are
No.
late season hurricanes, like in December.
Right. Right.
Now, one thing I wanna say before we close out,
Mm-hmm.
um, there was a notice that came through today on our news here in South Carolina. This also applies to a lot of other states. Before you file your state taxes, make sure that your state is complying with the new federal rules of the One Big Beautiful Bill about the
Mm.
no tips and the no tax on tips and the no tax on overtime
Mm-hmm.
and the Social Security thing. Make sure your state's in compliance with that, because if
Right.
they haven't made a decision yet, like South Carolina has not, and you've already filed your taxes, you're gonna have to file an amendment before the end of the tax season.
Good point.
So, be aware that a lot of states are not they haven't made a decision yet as to whether they're gonna comply with it or not.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, talk to your tax preparer or check with your state and find out before you file your state income taxes.
Right. So with that, hey, y'all, appreciate y'all, love y'all, all that good stuff.
Always.
Um, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your families and what's left of so-called winter in some places in the country. Um, we're going right from winter to summer junior, basically. Is what it feels like, unfortunately.
Almost summer, yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, I love y'all, appreciate y'all, all that good stuff. Enjoy your weekend. Until next time, y'all. Peace and love.